Yeah.
Good evening, Talkin Fight fans around the world. Yes, you've got Mike and myself here again for another Friday night panel, and nobody else.
Of course, man. You know, the diehards right here.
But as we have done since day one, we will talk boxing, and we'll start off with a couple of events that are happening. One happening right now, apparently.
Yeah, just started.
All right.
Yeah, man, definitely, guys, ladies, gentlemen, Talkin Fight fans around the world, get ready for some action starting right now on a platform near you. That is the Irresistible 2 WBC WBA Unified World Championship, Kim Clavel versus Plata. This is going to be a good one. I'm excited for this. Yeah, Plata. Yes, Jessica. Plata Jessica, or is Jessica Plata?
My guess would be Jessica Platica.
Yeah, no, it's actually Jessica Neri Plata. But yeah, Kim Clavel, Jessica Neri Plata, light flyweight title unification showdown, live on ESPN Plus. Live coverage from Laval, Canada begins 7 p.m. So right now.
Well, they're competing against us, are they?
Yeah, they're competing against us. But the prelims, right? Like, not too many people watch them. I watch them so that I can bring all these wonderful people out here, these wonderful prospects that I continue to follow, and throw out there to everybody to watch because they win. Which we will talk about. Okay, so Clavel Plata undercard bouts will stream live exclusively in the U.S. on ESPN Plus at 7 p.m. Eastern. Clavel, who is 16-0 with 3 KOs, won the Pat Tillman Award for service at the 2020 SB Awards after putting her boxing career on hold to return to nursing during the start of COVID-19 pandemic. She came back in July of 2020, shutting out Natalie Gonzalez over 8 rounds inside the MGM Grand Bubble. Clavel dominating long reigning champion Yesenia Gomez last July to win the WBC title, seizing her first world title opportunity. Clavel and Plata were scheduled to fight in December, but Clavel had to withdraw with the flu. Plata, who was 28-2 with 3 KOs from Mexico City, won her world title last March with a split decision over Argentina's Jessica Bopp. So, this one, what are you thinking here?
I like our girl, Kim Clavel. Although support the Canadians. But did you say Jessica Bopp was on this card?
No. That's who Plata won last March with a split decision was over Argentina's Jessica Bopp.
Because Jessica Bopp is right up there with Avril Matthew.
Oh, yeah. Oh, believe me, I know.
In terms of boxing skills in a bikini. All right. Yeah. If I were a betting man, I'd be betting on Kim Clavel to win that, but I think she's probably heavily favored, so probably no point in betting.
It's probably like bet $1,200 to win $100.
Right.
Like ridiculous. Yeah. It's gonna be a good one. 16-0, Kim Clavel, Jessica Neri Plata, 28-2.
Yep.
The 2 straps on the line, that light fly titles. This is gonna be a good one. And Clavel, she's coming off that wonderful win against Yesenia Gomez, which was back. July. She's been in the ring since July, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while since she's been in there. Gomez was 19-5-3 going into that fight. Clavel won that by unanimous decision. So definitely she's gonna have her hands full tonight. Jumping in the ring with Jessica Neri Plata, who is almost doubled the amount of time she's been in the ring as our Canadian Kim Clavel. But nonetheless, I do have faith in our girl. Holy crap, champ! How you doing?
I didn't know you seen me because you didn't say nothing.
He's too busy talking.
Hey, happy belated birthday.
Yes, true.
Thank you very much.
What do you know? 43?
65. I just sat around on that day too. Just sat around and I worked out the day before.
You deserved it.
Yeah, thanks.
You deserved
Yeah,
it.
so what happened? If I don't like, if I'm running around like in South, like in Philly and stuff like that, I'm gonna forget. So two weeks in a row, I forgot to come on, and I said, "Oh God, I've been on." I think I got to just stick to because I've been training real good. I've been training. My weight is doing like that, but I'm definitely going to try to get into the 30s. It's just a little bit of wine here, and working hard. And Shania drive me crazy. So my daughter, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yes. I said, oh, last time I forgot. 2 times in a row. The one time you wasn't on. One time
no, the one time I just missed you, Tim. I just missed you. I got tired
the
of listening.
show was it was a show that day?
Yeah, I was just tired of listening to myself talk for 25 minutes. And
But I went on and couldn't get on though.
yeah, no, I just signed off, and then you came into the green room, and then our
Oh,
producer kind of was like looking somewhere else, and then realized that you were there. And
okay.
yeah, but this fight tonight, guys, this is gonna be a good one. Like,
What's the fight? What is the fight?
Clavel versus Plata.
Okay.
This one's for the unified light fly titles, the WBA and the what did I say before? The WBA and
Getting old.
in my mind, WBC, WBA and WBC titles actually. Um, this, Kim Clavel sitting fourth in that light fly division in the world. Jessica Neri Plata is the number one, sitting there with that crown. Just under her, Yocasta Valle, and then our friend there, Jessica Yolanda Bop, is sitting number 3. So Kim stepping up for this one. Coming up to challenge for that crown of the light fly division, which I can't wait, man. It's going to be a good one. It just kicked off, guys. So make sure you check that one out. You're not going to want to miss it. It's got some great undercard action as well.
Write it down on your piece of paper because
Yeah.
I've been doing this. I've been getting affiliated with martial art guys and doing boxing videos too. I've been doing them all week, trying to critique these videos and stuff, to tell them what they're doing or try to help them out and stuff. So I was doing a lot of that too. All this week, we trying to build the YouTube channel up.
That's great.
So you talking about different fights. Now I'm starting to learn about. I know these 2 other fighters, but I forgot already. 2 good boxers. They what are they, middleweights? And one of them's undefeated. The other guy could have. I think he won the fight, but they gave it to the guy with the braids. What's his hair? A black guy. I'm gonna get it together, guys. I'm gonna be better.
Are you talking the fight last weekend?
It
talking about
the
Davis
weekend.
fight?
Well, you remember when
Are you talking Davis Garcia?
no.
Did you see that one?
Davis on Tank Davis card.
Did you? Oh, on the Tank Davis card?
Yeah, the ones before that.
Stacked. That card was stacked.
Yeah,
Oh,
I watched them. Yeah.
Honestly,
So what's his name? The guy with the braids.
Boo Boo.
I think he got knocked down one time.
DeAndre.
I think. Yeah, I had to write stuff down.
Boo Boo DeAndre. Yeah.
And what's the other guy name?
We had so on that card
It was a good card.
It was the best card that I've seen, and you know what? Everybody's gonna have to step it up to really top that one, man. That was some serious shit.
Andres, what's his name? Andres.
Yeah.
Andres. He
Demetrius
had the
Andres.
braids.
Yep.
He got knocked down, right? Or he fell down.
Kinda,
He won the fight.
He did, but he won the fight, and that was his first time up at 168. So,
oh, you used to talk about him a lot. You used to talk about him.
He had just moved up to 168 for that, and he was showing us that he definitely has what it takes to be in that division.
He's undefeated.
Yeah.
Right.
We also had Jaron Boots Ennis on that card.
Yes, so that fight.
That was a huge card. They stepped it up. They're honestly, the The undercard was just as good. Like the guys
Yeah.
that were on the undercard was amazing.
Defense is just as important or just as beautiful to watch as offense. And these guys lack that. Imagine having both. You know,
Elite
your best
nowadays.
defense is your offense. I don't like that. I like to know both of them. Just because I know a little bit of defense, you know, I'm a football fan. But I don't see a lot of defense with none of these young guys, man.
You know what, Graham? Did you end up seeing that card last weekend?
No,
No.
I was out of
Hey,
town.
Graham,
Oh, that's right. You
what's
were.
the matter with you? Hey.
They didn't have boxing where I was.
Oh, boy.
Honestly,
I wish I was there.
what an awesome card! I got to tell you. Just rounding off these names quick. Jaleel Major Hackett opened it up. TKO in the first round over Joel Guerva. Mia Ellis, TKO over Karen Dolan. Keyshawn Williams, unanimous decision over Gustav David Vittori. Lamont Peterson lost, which I was kind of upset about that. I thought he would.
Lamont Peterson from America, right?
Yeah, I thought Lamont was going to do well. Ended up with a TKO in the fourth.
Oh, okay.
Trevon Marshall stayed undefeated as he took on Sean West with a TKO in the first round.
Ooh.
Then our man Brandon Lee. Remember Brandon Lee, Graham?
Yep.
Brandon Lee stayed undefeated with a fourth round TKO over Diego Gonzalez Luke. Brandon Lee, this was his first fight back since that knockdown that he had in his last fight. And he really looked amazing. Kyron Davis, another guy. Unanimous decision win over Christian Fabian Rios. Vito Malecki Jr. was on this card. TKO in the fourth over Omar Rosales. Demetrius Andrade. Unanimous decision over Damon Nicholson. Rashidi Ellis. I know we talked about this kid. I know you know who he is, Graham.
Yep.
Rashidi Ellis lost to Roman Villa.
Yep.
Majority decision. It was literally all based off that last round.
Oh, you talking about Ellis, the Ellis fight?
The Ellis fight. What I think happened is, to be honest, it was the first time he had been in the ring, and I think it was 15 months or something like that. Something ridiculous. He hadn't been in the ring in a while.
I watched the whole fight.
Also, highest punch count thrown and landed in his career thus far. I think he punched himself out. He punched himself tired, was unable to protect himself properly, got caught with his hand down, took that left hook, was not able to recover, backpedaling. It was the first time in the entire match that you've seen him on his back foot, just trying to stay up.
How long was he off?
This was the 12th round.
No, how long was he off?
Rashidi Ellis?
Yeah.
Well, so that fight last weekend, and before that, he hadn't fought. Well, no, he was 5 months, 6 months. He was off 5-6 months, and then here's the thing: he was off for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? Like he fought Alexis Roca October the 30th, 2020, and then didn't jump back in the ring until he took on Jose Marafo, which was July 9th of last year.
Okay.
So he was literally out of the ring for almost two years.
Okay.
And then, takes on Jose Marafo here, takes him out in the first round like it was nothing. Because, it was like, here, your last fight was against Alex Roca. You beat him by unanimous decision. Okay, you've been out of the ring for this long. Time for a warm-up fight. Here's a gimme. Here you go. Bang. They did it. Then he gets in there, takes on Villa. Villa's no joke either. He came in there and, Ellis landed some huge number of shots there. The most in his career, the most landed in his career, the most thrown in his career. Just by the time he got to that 12th round, he just, you could see that's how he got caught. He came in lazy and had his hand down, and you could see him just looking at it like he could see that hook coming that he got caught with. rang his bell, and he just, at that point, all he was trying to do was survive and not lose the fight there, and then eventually it became a 10-7 round. 2 knockdowns, right? So,
yeah.
And if you listen to Villa's Corner just before that, all they're saying, and all you hear the translator say,
you told him to go at him.
No, translator said, you got to knock him out.
Yeah.
You got to knock him out. You got to knock him out. Give it everything. Go knock him out. Go knock him out. Villa came out, bang, and just brought it to him. And then connected with that left, and that's all she wrote. But, yeah, you can see Rashidi Ellis. He was a little upset about the outcome. But I also found out that Rashidi Ellis is actually my neighbor's cousin.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so my neighbor who lives across the street from me, it's actually his cousin. So we're going to try and get him on the show and find out what happened. Happened in that one, man, to be honest.
That'd be nice.
But definitely, what a huge card. Like, amazing card, And that was just touching, the tip of it. And then you got Tank Davis, Jaron Ennis, and Demetrius Andrade. Huge card. Showtime really showed.
Oh, when is that?
That was the card last weekend. That was
the heavyweight. You talking about?
Heavyweight is tomorrow. We're gonna touch base on that in a minute.
Okay.
I'm almost finished with the Kim Clavel. I guess we're finished with Kim Clavel. We've talked about her enough. It started at 7, guys. Remember, watch out for Caroline, our girl from Canada, 1-0. Eric Basran, watch out for this kid. Marie Pierre Houle, watch out for her. It's going to be a great fight. USA, ESPN Plus, guys. It's already started. So if you want, go over and check it or set your PVR and start watching that. Because you know what? I'm already recording it. And I can't wait to start watching some awesome boxing because we've been so deprived because of these holidays. And I haven't been getting my boxing fix. I have not been getting my knockout fix, guys.
Shame on you.
I know. I'm going to have to start going out. What's going on, Brooke? How are you? Thanks for dropping comments. What's up, fellas? It's Chris. Tank versus Ryan. What's your thoughts on who would win? Anybody?
I like Tank, but I also like Garcia. That's gonna be a good fight.
Thanks, Dr. Jeff. I know you love my big, fat, red-headed, greasy bitch beard, eh?
Anyway, I like Tank. That's going to be a good fight. I think it's set for April 15th. I think it's going to take place in Las Vegas. So that's a ways away. But we have other fights to talk about. I know our boy FA's fighting tomorrow night, right?
Yes. FA Jogba heavyweight battle, guys. Stephen Shaw getting underway. Then the heavyweight co-feature, Guido Vanelio versus Johnny Rice. This one, the Turning Stones Resort. Can't wait, man. 10 p.m. Eastern, guys. That's when this one gets underway. It's going to be on ESPN Plus, Sky Sports. Ajagba, Shaw, Guido, Vanelio, Johnny Rice, heavyweight doubleheader. The undercard on here. I'm loving this one. There's some great matchups. A lot of friends of the channel. The matchups have changed, but high octane heavyweight doubleheader will still go down Saturday. In the 10-round main event, FA the silent roller, Ajagba. Man, we all know probably one of the hardest hitting heavyweights doing it right now. Graham, I know you remember that nasty knockout of the year where he made that guy sniff his knee on the way down.
Yep.
When he twisted him and folded him. Huge one. Yeah.
About the heavyweight.
Yeah, this is the heavyweight. Silent roller, Jogba will now take on St. Louis native.
Did he lose one fight?
Yes.
He was okay. That's him. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he
did. He hit that dude. Dude turned around, then nothing.
Oh, you saw that one? Yeah. Where he made that guy do the spin.
Yeah, it's well, they have it advertised too, like on Facebook.
Yeah.
Him getting knocked out. He just said boom, bam, and the dude just went.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? And then as he's on his way down, is like he totally like kisses his own knee. He
twisted down. That was good.
Yeah, he was doing the chubby checker. What are we talking about? He's
Chubby
definitely
checker.
doing the chubby checker. But yeah, so this one, a jog bus taking on St. Louis native Stefan Big Shot Shaw.
Yep.
Oscar Rivas was originally slated to fight a Jogba, but had to
Yep.
withdraw with an eye injury.
Yep.
Guido the Gladiator, man, who was scheduled to fight Shaw in the co-feature, will now face the upset-minded Johnny Rice in a 10-rounder. This one, broadcast ESPN Deporte, and ESPN Plus, 10 p.m., guys, 7 p.m. Pacific. Undercard bouts will stream live and exclusively on ESPN Plus.
You know who else? You know who else is on that fight?
I know everybody that's on that.
Oh, okay, all right. So you're gonna mention Haven Brady Jr.
Oh, and Brian Norman and Bruce Carrington.
And Bruce Carrington's on that as well.
Yes, Bruce, our only two-time Knockout of the Week award winner. Dante Benjamin, another good kid here, man. 4-0, looking to stay undefeated. Haven Brady Jr., good fan of the show, been here lots of times. Always keep in touch with this guy. Our man Brian Norman Jr. is watch the hell out, guys. 22-0, 19 years old.
What was all that era about?
What's that?
You said or something. What was that?
No, it's just woo. Wait till you see this kid.
You excited?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
As Mike excited.
Oh yeah, Brian the Assassin Norman Jr. Sorry, the Assassin too, because his dad, was a boxer as well. But I've been talking about this kid for 2 years, and his ability in that ring, his speed, his power, his dominance, his ring IQ. This kid, he's the real deal. And he's been flying under the radar for a while, and I'm glad that it's looking like 2023 is going to be a good year for him. And he's going to get the recognition that he deserves, man. And I think it's not going to be too long before we start to see him, up in those bigger fights, climbing in those ranks.
Hey, my boys.
But yeah, so he's taking on Rodrigo Damian Coria. This one, Turning Stone.
I was sending a message to some of my Irish friends in Ireland. That's all.
Tell my cousin I said hi.
You go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. No, we are finished. So honestly, tomorrow night's card, huge. Love the heavyweights. Graham, I know you're always down for these heavyweight bouts. And I think Ajagba's going to do exactly what he does best, man.
He has to win tomorrow night for sure against Stephen Shaw.
I'm gonna watch that fight. He looked kind of sluggish on a couple of his fights. I seen like 2 other fights. He didn't.
Really?
When he knocked that guy out. No, when he fought that dude and that other boxer and he lost. The dude was moving a lot.
Yeah.
He was moving a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of movement,
he lost again. Yeah, he took that was Frank Sanchez.
Yeah,
Frank Sanchez.
Yeah.
That one was back October the 9th, 2021, I believe it was. Unanimous decision. He didn't get knocked out, he didn't get stopped. It just, Jogba was down in round 7, which I believe was the first time in his career.
I seen the fight. it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good, but it unanimous decision. It was scored 91-98, 92-97, 91-98. So
this is a big fight for him.
Yeah. Stephen Shaw, this is gonna be a big one for him.
Okay.
Stephen Shaw, another guy, he's undefeated, 18-0. He's 18-0, 13 knockouts. He's ranked 5th right now in that heavy division in the US, 28th in the world. He's only 30. He's 6'4" with an 81-inch reach.
Mine's only 76.
There you go. And how tall are you, champ?
6'3".
There you go. So
he's
got an inch on you and 6-inch reach.
His is like that. Mine's is here, right? His is like that far.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. Say that again. What's the length?
81.
Okay.
Yeah, 81. And big shot here. He's managed by David McWater, split team management. they've been doing some really good things with their fighters. You know, moving them along very well. Definitely got their best interests at heart. But yeah, this kid's from St. Louis, Missouri. This is gonna be a big fight, man. And yeah, FA's got to come through with this one.
Yep.
Definitely has to come through with this one. Because Stephen Shaw, he's coming off his last fight was against Rydell Booker back in November. Like he only just fought in November, so he fought actually the 22nd. The 22nd of November is when he fought, so literally like 2 months ago. And that was a unanimous 8 rounds. That was great. Before that, he took on Bernardo Marquez. That one was a KO in the first round. Marquez was down 3 times. Count was waived. So, this kid's got heavy hands too. So, this is good. This is definitely going to be a big battle of the heavyweights, man. I can't wait. And I love these heavyweights.
Speaking of heavyweights, I see that Anthony Joshua has moved his training now to the U.S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
on
taking
the West Coast.
He's taking Tim's advice. He's come to get some real training.
Is he on the West Coast?
He's going to be knocking on your door in 20 minutes, Tim.
Hey, if he did, things are falling place. I'm fully confident. I know exactly what he needs.
You know what? When you answer the door, just make sure you're wearing your green belt.
He has one. He should have. Don't he had the WBC?
Had one.
Had
one.
He got to get his duplicate.
So the smaller guy came and took it away.
Yep.
Yeah, Johnny Ruiz.
Oh gosh, honestly, he's got. I'm glad that he's focusing on his training. Apparently, he's also getting help, mental health help. He's been speaking.
I was thinking about that. That's not no scapegoat. He really need that.
Yeah, you can tell. He's. You know what? When he lost to Usyk the first time, he was half of the person he was. Half of the man he was.
When everybody was behind him. Everybody was behind him.
Yeah. He really looked like he shouldn't have been there. He looked like he was being outclassed. And, but also then there was the fact that, he was out of the ring for almost 18 months. And then, Usyk comes up and it's not, we were looking at seeing a Joshua Tyson Fury fight. So, that could have had factors too, right? Because he was training for a different kind of guy, and then next thing you know, we got Usyk who's stepping up, and now Usyk's a smaller guy with a way different kind of style. He likes to play those angles. He likes to get on the inside and then shoot to the left or shoot to the right and stay and work that body and work, and it's just something that Joshua wasn't ready for. I think
Joshua don't have the right people around him to direct them. That's the bottom line. You can finish. He doesn't have the people around him to direct them in the right direction in terms of skills, a plan to beat this southpaw or whatever. He doesn't, and that's where it falls at. And that's the truth.
Right.
I mean, you go get in shape all you want, but if you can't execute and do those proper things to help you get that title, you can knock somebody out because you're strong and in good shape, but it's a harder road. It's a harder road, and the good education from people that know make your job easy. It happened for me. It got me ready. I only had 7 amateur fights, and just got in it.
But you know what? You were a gladiator on that football field, lots though, right?
But playing football.
Yeah, you're a gladiator. You didn't need no amateur fights, man. You were fighting on the field every friggin' down, every yard moving forward.
I see what you're saying.
You play, champ?
I had other struggles that equivalent to that to what you're talking about.
What position did you play, champ?
Tight end. I was a tight end. I made all Philadelphia. If you put that ball in that area, I'm gonna catch it. They could depend on me. I wasn't real fast, but if they told me to, wind up over there, I'm catching that ball. But if they had patterns, I ran my patterns, and it worked out pretty good. This guy Tommy Wade in my neighborhood, instead of us getting in gangs, he would come in. I said this before in the show, take us all to the park like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then he leave and go back to New York. He worked for NBC, the newscasting company. And it's him and a couple other people, Peter Iskin, this Jewish guy, that helped us go in the right direction. But I was doing pretty good. My brother was all state, Anthony. Yeah, he run the 100 in like he run the 100 in like 11. That's not bad.
I can run the 100 in about a week.
He got a scholarship. He made all state, and
If I got gas in the car.
he went to Arizona. He went to Arizona, so it was a good thing, you know. And that's got me ready for boxing. That got me ready for boxing. I was used to the contact, and you know that got me ready for that. So the helmet, a headgear was like a helmet, you know, and the gloves, you know, and I felt like I was in some contact sports. Again, I knew I could do it. That helped me. The football did help me, yeah.
Definitely. Brooks says, I feel he needs to focus more on boxing basics and become sound in his abilities. Sometimes I feel he doubts himself. That's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you really, really need to just go back to the fundamentals, man, and you know, reconnect.
I'm gonna make mine short. You gotta have the fundamentals there for you.
Yeah.
If they're not there, then what can you do?
Exactly. Sometimes you just
have the right people.
Sometimes you got to go back to the drawing board. Sometimes you just got to, you know,
what's going to be waiting for him at the drawing board? Nothing.
Yeah. Face the music. Go back and start working on your basic jab, cross, hooks. Just go back to the fundamentals. And give yourself that confidence back, because he just didn't have no confidence.
You have to have the right people around you. That confidence will come right in there like that. It only takes a couple of minutes. It takes 20 seconds. I'm telling you. The first train I was with, I didn't know he was what he was or whatever. They just and I was wondering why I was getting hit a lot. When I got with Slim, I saw the big change, and everything was like, wow, I got a good trainer. You know, that motivates you. You can keep going hard as you could. You could probably be champion, but that trainer helped you get an easier way into this. Yep.
Hey, Sugar.
Is back in town.
Hey, you guys. Thanks for letting the Sugar get on your show. What y'all talking about?
Talking about you, honey.
Anthony Joshua.
Talking about you.
And other stuff too. It's about what was more than what was just really quick. You know, he talking about skills. He was talking about skills and everything. And I said, well, you need the right people giving them to you, so you know what they are. If you don't, you're going to wind up with the same results.
Right. See, that's the thing. Can I join? Can I?
Yeah. Sugar, did you do your hair just for me, honey?
Listen, you know, everything's just for you, Mike. Thank you. You might have to share me with some others, but
listen, I learned in kindergarten, Sharon's caring.
All right. So I feel you, and I want to tell my testimony as far as the experience as a fighter, in actually getting the right people or the right person. You know, as a fighter, you when you get to a point, and I know the champ Tim is going to say this, you get to a point where you don't hear what you're supposed to hear. Everybody wants to tell you what you want to hear, right? And a lot of the times it's the person who is objective, you know, and will see the holes in your armor that is the right person for you. Right? Because now they've opened your eyes to where you can work on yourself and you can extend yourself a little bit more. And once you're able to extend yourself, like the champ Tim says, you're able to be more confident in stepping up to whatever opposition that comes to you. Right? So, you know, the formula is finding what's right. And a lot of these fighters too, they feel like they can run to, you know, the popular guy, the popular trainer at the time, because they're going to work their magic on me. And the sauce, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the sauce going to work on my recipe, and absolutely not, right? You gotta gel with your team. You gotta gel with who you're working with. They gotta styles make fights, right? So they gotta fashion your style to where you are successful and you are uniquely successful. Now with Anthony Joshua, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
I think Anthony Joshua didn't have the time to really mature as a heavyweight. And Tim, Graham, Mike, y'all may have something to say regarding the maturity now of a heavyweight fighter. Most heavyweights mature down into the latter years, where they understand what their bodies do. They understand their strengths. They know, how to bide the time in the ring and what the generalship needs to be on their part. I think Anthony Joshua might have been a late bloomer, and then they put him in situations where he was not able, the spotlight is so much on him, to where he was not able to make the mistakes or to really do, get the kinks in his armor that he needed to be him in the ring. Now, I think he still has that amateur mentality and the heavyweight body, and
So
we
you
have all
saying
these
you're saying the right.
expectations.
You're saying you got
Yeah.
the key there. The thing is, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, do it,
But
baby.
but the knowledge of the people around him, the education, the things that's going to motivate him, the things that's going to make him, he know that that's the way this is supposed to go. He know that that right hand puts the drill here. He got that confidence. Is what he didn't have.
He
We
didn't
can
have
talk about
it.
all that other stuff, but that was one of the main things there. He was in good shape. He got in good shape when he got up against
Everything good.
yeah, when he got up against good, like his opponents in front of him, they exposed that, and though mentally he was like probably saying, "Damn, I wonder what I'm gonna do next in this boxing."
Right. Because
what I'm
his
gonna do.
nose still wet, right, Tim? His nose still wet. He really don't know the intricacies of
He also doesn't.
making
He also didn't
Hmm?
fight that often. That's another thing.
Okay.
Like when you look at like how often he would fight. If you go back to like, okay, let's go back. Last time he fought Joseph Parker, 2018, March the 31st. Then he fights Povetkin, 2018, September. Then he fights Andy Ruiz, 2019, June. Then December of 2019, he fights Andy Ruiz. Then he takes on Kurbet Pulev, 2020, December. Then he's out of the ring until he takes on Usyk, which is in September the 25th, 2021. So literally, like, he's spending years out of the ring fighting once a year. You are not going to be fresh. I don't care how many times you're in the gym. If you're not in that ring, getting the ring experience, you get that ring rust, and you can see it.
This is what me and the champ is saying, though.
That's why
They
sometimes
shot him
you
to
just
the
gotta go
top
back
so
sometimes to the
fast.
drawing board and work on the fundamentals.
Right.
Because if the fundamentals don't work, nothing works.
But how you going?
He didn't have no
How are you?
fundamentals to go back on though.
That's the
Like,
problem.
how you
He's got the
gonna
wrong
how you
people in his
gonna
corner.
deal with these high profile dates that they put him in? Because these are high profile dates, and they're not allowing him to develop, right? So they haven't put him in there. Look at the old school fight. Look at the fighters back in Champ Tim's day, right? Tim, you were able to fight some gatekeeping guys, and then you had a big date. Then some gatekeepers, then right,
early.
right. Joshua didn't get that. It was big fight after big platform after big platform after big. So he's got to be damn near perfect every time he goes in. There's no measure. He doesn't get a chance to measure. So it's just like you said, Mike. He's not fighting often, but when he does fight, these are big ticket fights.
Yeah.
These are it's there to make money. They're for him to perform, and he wasn't able to develop the tools, right? So now he has that immature mentality going into this. I think in a sense the fame ruined Anthony Joshua, right?
If you look at his resume, right? You're talking about a kid that in 2014 fought, I believe, 5 or 6 times. 7 times. He fought 7 times in 2014. He fought another 4 or 5 in 2015. Fought 3 in 2016, 2 in 2017, and then 2 in 2018, and then 1 a year.
Come on.
My 2 cents on this is the pressure that he faces as a top-level heavyweight fighter in Britain must be tremendous.
Huge.
And I think that's probably one of the reasons he's moved to the U.S. To get away from the day-to-day pressure that the UK press put on these guys.
He doesn't have anybody experience around him. That's really one of the main things.
It's true.
They've been there and done that. That's really one of them. They sending them here. They sending them there. Man, when I got with Slim, I knew that was it. And I went to a lot of different other places, man. I said, "Wow, I'm blessed. I got a good trainer.
He's still ranked the number 2 heavyweight in the UK right now.
I mean, who else going to be? Who else?
I'd like to see him fight Otto Wallin.
I want to see him fight Joe Joyce, who's on his heels.
Joe's tough.
Joe Joyce, the juggernaut, man. He's the heavyweight that's got the gas tank that just don't quit, man. That guy played rugby from the time he was 5 years old, and he can outlast any heavyweight in that ring in stamina. And he's got a chin on
Joe Joyce.
Joe Joyce.
Okay.
Right now, he's the most avoided. You got nothing to gain by fighting that guy except a broken jaw. That's it.
So who's got the star quality now in these names that you've named?
Depends if you're listening to the US or UK press. It all depends.
Yeah, because honestly and truthfully, they're 2 different hotbeds, as we'll put it, right? And
right.
UK believes that all their guys are the top, but listen, there will be a shift. There will be a shift, and it's coming. There's a lot of new heavyweights that are just coming up.
Of course, that's just the nature of the industry, right? There's always someone coming. Yeah. It's just that I really believe that with the Anthony Joshua situation, he is in over his head at this point, because now there's no downtime for him. There's no off day for him.
There's nobody around him.
Yeah, he just needs to see a shrink. That's all.
There's nobody around him.
He needs to talk to a shrink and get
what the shrink going to tell him? What the shrink going to tell him though? Mike?
How to throw a right hand.
You know what the shrink's going to tell him?
How to throw a right hand.
No. Shrink's going to tell him this. Stop it. Just stop it.
Hey, Brooke. Hey, girl.
What's up, guys?
Hey, yeah.
It's the bad girl of boxing.
How's it going?
Yo, Brooke, word on the street is that you and Drelling got a match coming up.
Yeah. You gonna take on Sonya?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yo, I'm reffing
tomorrow.
I'll ref.
I haven't changed my mind, Sugar. I'm stuck on that one.
Tim, you can be the special guest ref. Brooke's
Really?
gonna come out of retirement, not even walk in the gym, and just fight it up.
Yeah, no training.
And you know what?
I don't need any training for her.
Sugar, you should lend her your boots though for her comeback. Right?
Wait a minute, who are we talking about?
Oh, Tim, you missed it. You missed a good one.
You have to go watch my podcast from Tuesday.
Sonya can't wear my boots, okay?
Oh, now I see what's going on. Okay.
And we already know, right, that Sonya Drilling is not, she's not at the level to even be a conversation for Brooke or myself, right? No. We were giving her an opportunity to have some shine, have a bit of shine, and she wasn't mature enough to understand.
Oh, this looks like a fight here.
Brooke, what's your hubby got to say? I know he wants to say something.
Yeah, you can't. What's going on? You can't stand in camera and not say anything.
Yeah, come on. What do you mean?
Rumble. Okay.
What was it? What's the question?
I hear Rumble.
What you got to say about the whole Sonya thing?
Is it Rumble not in the jungle? Come on.
For me, I guess it's basically about being courteous. I guess for her, she may be young in the sport, so if I invite you and you tell me you're going to come and then you change your mind, at least give me the courtesy of telling me that you changed your mind before the show, not during the show or 5 minutes after it started because you think I'm gonna go in on you because of the decision. I can't change the decision, but I just want to hear what you have to say about it. You know, there wasn't a crucifixion, but apparently, I guess
she thought it was going to be a crucifixion, which
That's
it
some
wasn't.
good
Gonna,
philosophy there.
It wasn't going to be. It wasn't going to be. It was just going to be, hey.
Well, no, but for me and Brooke fought at the same time. So for me as a fighter, I really don't care what you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to speak my piece, and then you can have your piece and your piece. But I'm not going to shy away from the conversation because this is what the sport is.
Right.
The announcer's going to ask me if I felt if I won or lost, even if I win or lose. So I can't just walk away from that. You're going to have to answer some tough questions sometimes, even when you don't want to. It has nothing to do with Jesus. That's between you and the person that's asking you the questions. That Jesus didn't belong in that situation.
No.
So I don't know why.
Well, this is why it confirms, you know, Sonya Drilling is a wet nose boxer, and wet nose meaning she is not mature enough for the situation she's placed herself in, or you know that has come upon her, right? And I mean, I do get it. I get it, Brooke. I get it, Mr. Millbrook. Okay, I get how y'all feel about it, but come on, we know this too in this industry. This industry ain't for, you know, people, corporate people, right? You have people that'll stand your ass up as you are walking up the steps to fight.
Yeah,
right?
Like
your fight will fall through. Your fight will fall through, and so it ain't nothing for an interview to fall through. It ain't nothing for her to back out, right?
So what you're saying?
I wasn't even. I was upset that she didn't show up, but the things she said in the email were personal jabs at me. That was my problem. Like, okay, cool, you didn't show up, but then you send a disrespectful email to me, calling me all like, and then putting on Facebook that I was the devil and I'm possessed. Like, come
girl.
on. Like,
I mean, she exposed herself, if anything, right?
Yeah. So that's where
it's basically what you said. It's about your level of intelligence.
Just immature, not
right.
So very immature.
We can see that she ain't ready. You know, as you said, Brooke, her shit ain't ready, right?
She ain't ready. She's gonna have to answer those questions as soon as she fights again.
The receipt. She got that name on her receipt now, and she gonna learn.
Real quick
what that
honestly,
receipt, what that
she would have showed up.
And I know personally because I know personally that's exactly what happened with my career. Who did I fight first in my fourth fight?
If she would have showed up,
Nick John. So therefore, my career
she could have spun that whole interview into something very positive for her career.
But really, it wasn't even negative.
No,
I mean, I literally
she made it negative because of hearsay.
Yes,
that's exactly what happened. Exactly. Hearsay.
I think she made it negative.
She heard some stuff that might have been posted or
I think it's a cop out. We're women behaving badly. Let me tell you something about us.
That's right. These are the bad bitches of boxing, yo.
Exactly. If I said it and if I did it, I'm gonna stand behind it because I'm a bad bitch.
You would have
showed up. It works.
You would have showed up and been like, and what? And what?
And what? And yes.
What do you got to say?
And Chevy got robbed. And guess what, girl? We're going to fight again when I'm ready.
Right.
When I'm ready to fight you, we'll fight again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of these women, a lot of these broads step in the ring and step in this game, and they really don't understand that you got to be bad. You really got to be bad to do this thing.
Well, you just gotta have, it's boxing.
Tim, you don't want to piss these two off, eh?
You
This is interesting.
You don't want to piss these two ladies off.
Come on now.
You gotta have the guts. So it's boxing.
So are we talking about a fight? I'm kind of confused.
All right, champ. So this Brooke, you want to tell him?
Okay, so I don't know if you saw it, but Chevelle Hallback fought Sonya Drilling. You know Chevelle, right? You know Chevelle Hallback?
Chevelle Joneses.
Okay. Well, Chevelle is like a boxing icon. She'll go down in history as one of the greatest ever. Like And she's 51 years old and she's still fighting. And she took this fight with Sonia Drilling, I think was 5-3 or something. And Chevy won the fight hands down. And they gave it to Drilling on decision. So she got robbed. So I immediately posted on social media that it was a robbery, and I posted footage of the fight. And then Sue with WBAN shared it on WBAN. It was public knowledge. Everybody knew
And
how
so
I felt about the fight. And then I asked Sonia if she would come on my show and have an interview. And literally the whole first hour of the show was literally going to just be about her, like giving her the spotlight. How'd you get into boxing? Blah, 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 blah. Hey. And then it was going to go into, I was going to bring Chevy in, say, you know, it was a big controversy in your last fight. Like, how do you feel about the situation? Do you think you won the fight? Do you want a rematch to clear up the controversy? And then that was it. Like, but the rest of it was going to be about her. But then she decided to not show up. I talked to her all week. I talked to her the day of the interview. Good to go. I'll be there. See you tonight. Time comes on to go live. She's not there. So I call her. No answer. I text, hey, I don't know if your time zone is off. Like maybe, but the show's right now. Thinking maybe just she had the wrong time. Then she texts back, I sent you an email. In the email, she called me a Karen. She said I was jealous and envious of her. That I was
them fight words, ain't they, bro?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, she was
so okay, mind you, I was sitting in the green room waiting to go live, right? And I'm reading this email, and we're already like 10-15 minutes late to go live. And Eric's like, well, what do you want to do? And as soon as I got to the end part where she said I was jealous and envious, I said, spin this bitch right now because I'm ready to go. Put me on because I'm gonna let her know. I know for a fact she's watching this live right now. Put me on, and I just let her have it. You'll have to go back and watch it. I didn't spare any feelings.
Yo, honestly, the only time I ever heard of this girl, okay,
was when she fought Chappelle.
No. I heard of her before when they used her for the showcasing of O'Shea Jones after she got signed after the Olympics.
Okay.
And
another fact,
O'Shea Jones was her last fight before Chevy.
Yeah. And if you
and then she also lost to what Miller and Holler. She lost to 3 in a row.
Yes, the last 3 were actually had pretty good records. One was like 8-0, 6-0, 7.
Yeah, 6-0, 10-0.
She didn't win a fight after that.
Yeah, and then O'Shea Jones debuted.
Yeah, that's what I said in the interview. I said as soon as she faces any decent opponent, she's gonna learn real quick.
But you know, from what I understand about her, though, she has some victories behind, you know, her journey. You know, like I think she was like a Golden Glove, a ranked Golden Glove contender and things like that, coming out of amateurs and stuff.
Yeah.
So she got some background in there.
Yeah, I got some gold gloves too.
Yeah, I want to give her. I want to give her some credit, right? Because I mean,
listen, you have to give her credit.
Anybody that gets in the ring, I give credit.
I want to say this, right? We have to. This to me, this ain't a surprise. It ain't new. We just kind of exposed one of them for what they are. Okay, there are. I mean, I would say 90% of these broads with the names that you know are very much like Sonia. You know what I'm saying? They're like that.
So, what you guys might not know is that Drilling is also 0-3 in her bare knuckle pro career too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I ain't going to listen. She gets in there and she fights. She got in there with Chevy.
She does. Listen,
right? And Chevy, she took from Chevy. She gave to Chevy. Chevy ain't say she ain't put her hands on her. No. Right. But what I want to say about this Sonia Drilling situation is, you know, these things happen, right, Brooke? Like I know you feel some type of way about it. I know, but you're gonna let this wet nose broad like be something, you know.
Look,
what does wet nose mean? What does wet nose mean?
Wet nose means she's
new.
Turned,
like
right.
New,
okay.
Her nose run, you know, like
she
how
don't
a baby
know,
run
like,
around and they nose drink.
Listen,
they think life's fair and all that, you know. She ain't been seasoned enough in the game, right?
But listen, okay, so it was the moment. Okay, I was reading this email. I was supposed to be going live for the first time by myself. My first show. I don't think I spent so much time. I wrote out like 6 pages, the whole show, like what I was going to do, what I was going to ask. I cropped videos like for hours. Like I like put a lot of time into this and talked to her multiple times. I really didn't even care that she didn't show because I knew Chevy would come on the whole shows. Which, granted, I'm going to have her on again because that wasn't the Chevy show, but. The problem with it was the personal disrespectful things that she said to me in the heat of the moment. So that's the reaction you're going to get when you come at No Mercy. I instantly went to No Mercy, and that's all you saw on the show. There was no Brooke there. I was pissed.
Okay.
So,
well,
I was ready to fight.
That's, I mean, that's an angle. I'm done fighting. I'm done fighting these broads out here, right? And I just want to get to know them. A lot of them that I already know them, but I don't like them, right? And I don't like them, but I still don't let it affect the fact that the bigger picture is, it's about giving. It's about bringing value. To
it is
our
and that's
industry and what we're doing, right? So I'm not.
I think it was entertaining. I think everybody was entertained with the show.
She got in there with a great fighter. She gave and took, and it gets catty in this industry, and I'm not trying to, I'm a grown ass woman. I'm not trying to go there. I don't fight no more. You know what I'm saying? So the deal is, Brooke, you learned a lot from what
I did.
She did you, right? And then we move on from that. But this is women's boxing. I really appreciate you guys, all of you, even you, Champ, for having us on the show and letting us to bring our drama on this platform.
The female drama. There's always drama.
Yeah,
we need drama. We need drama.
Yeah,
and the beer after that.
I don't know.
Afterwards.
It is what it is, but I think it definitely made for an interesting first solo show. I think everybody enjoyed
the Graham, I think that's something for them to talk on one of your shows. Find out what, because I'm confused.
Apparently the show's still going on.
I kind of got the idea, but
go watch my show from Tuesday. You'll get it. Watch the show from Tuesday.
Okay.
And then you'll understand.
And this is the thing, Tim. I wanted to ask you. Coming up, did you know when you were coming up, management wise, or when you were getting your fights? Did you know did you know what the outcome would be of your fights? Like, how they have now with these guys saying, I'm A side, he's B side.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Did you know?
I knew that the opponents, early in my career, I knew that the opponents weren't going to be guys that was going to try to, kill me and knock me. I knew that they were just opponents. But a lot of my opponents were, like, some was undefeated, some had good records. You know how they bring you in and you know that's you're gonna knock the guy out, sort of like thing. I had I put undefeated guys. I put undefeated
showcasing. That's what it is. It's a showcasing. They put a piece of meat in there for you.
My very first fight, I fought a guy that was undefeated. I knocked him out. Then 3 fights later, I fought somebody who was undefeated. Then I fought a couple of easy fights. So you kind of I fought some good opponents. Opponents, yeah.
So you knew, in a sense, that you were being developed in some way, where you were going to get in there and they were going to test
with good opponents. I was being developed, and I knew that. But the higher I got, the more harder my opponents were. Like, compared to some of those guys that was coming up, they had guys you just walk in, and just knock them right off. No, it got harder as I went up the ladder. I fought undefeated. Alfonso Ratliff at 12-0. He was undefeated.
What about when you fought Oliver Wright? That was like your first guy who had some actual ring experience. Do you remember that fight?
Oliver Wright, I knocked him out.
Yeah, Martin Luther King Arena, Philadelphia. You knocked him out in the second round.
Right.
Yeah, he was 16, 13, and 1, and you were on your 5th fight.
I think that's equal because that's equal. He had all that experience, and I'm just learning. I just had a good trainer that I had faith in, and that was a lot of my fights.
So what do you think about how they're moving these guys now? Then
I think
they're protecting everybody.
I'm kind of they are, but I'm kind of confused about a lot of things that's going on with the opponents and stuff like that. I haven't been up to date. I've been telling these guys before. Some of them look really really easy, and then there's some of them that looks compatible. But when we were coming up, man, we some of us had hard fights, and some of us had real easy fights. So I had a lot of hard fights when I was coming through. I had to be ready all the time. I had a good training.
Yeah, but you're talking about a different era of boxing versus what we have today.
I think that real quick, and like I said, I keep talking about the knowledge and these little tricks that old timers had. They're gone, and
they're gone, right?
And this is what people are not seeing on them old stuff, like
it.
putting their one hand out there and blocking this and that, and other things. They're not seeing it.
They're not seeing the little tweaks. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, you guys, I would say that those trainers are pretty much extinct now. I mentioned it on one of my shows where all the knowledge of that, they're dead. And now you have these guys that read How to Be a Boxer in a book. They watch a couple Teddy Atlas clips or whatever.
You know what they say? You know what they say? Those who can't do teach.
So I think that a lot of the boxers don't even know who they are themselves as a fighter. They always want to imitate someone else that they see that's great instead of figuring out what you do best or what you're best at versus trying to be Floyd Mayweather or Roy Jones Jr. And then you get a trainer that has a great fighter, but the only thing he knows how to train is how he can train that great fighter that he has. He can't adjust himself to you. So if you can't adjust yourself as a trainer to the fighter, you're going to screw him up because he knows very little. So you need to take the things that he's good at and make him better at those things.
Are you talking about the fighter or the trainer?
Both, in a sense. The trainer has to see what that fighter has to, what he's good at and what he's not good at. And don't turn him into someone else.
I just start developing them. Whatever they need. I understand what he's saying. Sees what he's good at and what he's not good at. You just got to teach them both anyway, and you'll find out all that afterwards. So
no, I'm not a new fighter. I'm talking about like an Anthony Joshua, someone that's already fighting. A lot of those guys don't even know who they are.
That makes it even easier. That makes it even easier because he's already up there. You know what to fix. So you got a brand new car. The tire breakdown. You know how to fix that tire. Or if it's
right, who know how to fix it though, champ? That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's a big difference.
1-800 Dr. Shrink.
Picking the right trainer for the right person.
You really brought this up. Anthony Joshua is in a position that someone. I mean, the last trainer that would have been able to high profile, good trainer that would have been able to work with Joshua would have been Emmanuel Stewart. Right? Because Manny would go in and Manny really knew how to be an architect and build, build a fight.
Manny was very boxing fundamental.
Yeah. Now there are really no trainers. There's more talent than the real authentic trainers. Like, I mean, Tim Witherspoon, to be honest, I didn't know you were a trainer out here. Like, you're a wealth of knowledge that these guys need to have, right? So, I mean, these trainers used to have like camps, this trainer's camp.
That's all I was in camps.
This trainer's camp. That's not happening anymore. Everyone's a movie star. Everyone's a high profile this, high profile that. Right. So these fighters out here, they don't know, like Mr. Millbrook said, they don't know themselves. But how you going to know yourself if the knowledge isn't out there? right? How you going to understand what you are and who you are and what you can do if you don't, like, I'm a woman. I walked into the gym at a time where there were no women in the gym, where it was not fathomable, you know, for a woman to be an effective, dangerous fighter. And thankfully, and Brooke said her too, and thankfully there was an old school, there was some gladiators in there that say, oh, she got this, she got a right hand, she got this, she got that, and was able to process me and put me through that real shit that made me, you know, a force in the ring. But now there's not that process is gone. Slap some shorts on them and grease them up and
send them out there.
you know, send them out there, make him make this money.
Honestly, with Joshua, nothing's gonna change until he gets his mental health right. It don't matter how many trainers you take him to, how many people try to break down and build him back up, until he starts speaking to somebody about his mental health issues and gets off the depression that is running inside him that he doesn't know how to deal with. He's never going to be the same guy he was.
No. I remember one of you guys said earlier that he went basically media and boxing wanted him to be bigger than he was too early. And once he hit the platform, isn't there really, you can't go in reverse at that time.
You can't go back.
So you stuck.
Well, see, I understand. Like Tyson did it at 19. I did it. I was early 20s. I won the title. You know, and having a good team behind you and a good trainer behind you really eliminates like some of the stuff you're saying. You can do it at 18 if you're physical enough and strong enough. But I had a good trainer navigating me through everything and gave me the confidence. This is what he don't have. I was with him in England, guys. I was with him in England. We was going to, I was going with him, and they didn't even want people coming around him. They didn't
really now?
They didn't want nobody even coming around. They kept him in a little shell. They kept him in the shell.
Joshua, so they were doing that with Anthony.
Well, I said, yo, man, listen, I really can help you, man. You know what I can do and all that. And he said, no, he had an amateur trainer. And I'm not disrespecting McCracken, but I know way more than
amateur trainer.
I don't
but real quick, he said, no, Tim, I got my team and I'm all right. And I was like, wow, I really feel bad about that. Go ahead, champ. Go ahead.
Sometimes trainers get in their own way and in the fighter's way, because even when I trained Brooke, if there was another coach that had something to say or information that he was willing to give, I was willing to listen.
Well,
I don't know absolutely everything. You can be standing over there and see something that I miss that you can tell me and I'll pick it up. And then she might pick it up better from you than from me. So at that point, it's all about the fighter themselves. It's not really about me. I don't want to see the fighter lose. So whatever they can offer, regardless of who the coach is, I feel like it's a positive. It's not going to change my training method. It's not going to change anything else, but it might make her just a little bit better.
You got to actually find out exactly that movement and practice it yourself and see if you can do it. Because if you haven't really executed in boxing and sparring, it's going to be complicated for another trainer to do that. You positive, what you're saying is positive. But what I'm saying, and what you have to really do is actually practice on that. Or, because I've practiced before and I can actually show it to the boxer right like that. So when you try to meet somebody just going to give you information, you got to actually know how to do it yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to actually show them.
You got to know the mechanics.
Right. Do that. So that's very important also.
I mean, that's the key. You know what I'm saying? It's like you telling me to jump off a bridge. How?
I ain't doing that.
You go first. You go first. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, these...
Okay, I like that. You go first. I love you to do that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they're not because boxing now has become, it's in the spotlight, and now it's entertainment now.
Money.
It's more entertaining than people really want. People really want to understand how it is, like it's real in there. Like this is someone's getting assaulted, right? But people want to turn it into wrestling, that WWE stuff.
Oh, you mean like the Jake Paul?
Yeah, like,
I don't want to leave
if I'm
getting $1 million.
You mean like
I
Jake
know I ain't got
Paul?
the knowledge.
Have you seen
Hey, what was that?
Five
Well,
seconds.
He's making more money than real fighters out here.
But listen, if I'm a trainer and I'm getting $2 million, you think I'm gonna leave that? And I understand them. Go ahead. I will try my best to stay, even though that's gonna hurt the boxer. You think I'm gonna walk away from the amateur kid? Didn't want to walk away, So, and McCracken was getting paid, so you ain't gonna say, "Oh, I can't really train him."
Yeah, but you bring in what I would do, like be smart and bring Tim Witherspoon into camp and be like, "Yo, Tim, come on."
I think about that all the time.
Come on in. And Tim, show me how you was so I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to block you.
I think about that all the time.
Everybody got to eat. I'm gonna share the bread. Right? They're not. It's too crabby.
I won't get in their way. I wouldn't get in their way. I wouldn't even get in their way.
Yeah.
So I mean,
everybody's not accepting
the
like
safety
that,
of the knowledge. The knowledge is what makes the boxing safe. Now all of a sudden you're going to have ill-prepared people going in there trying to knock each other's heads off. It's going to get real tragic. And I mean, platforms like this, because y'all know everybody got a podcast now. Everybody's an expert now. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta have platforms like this where people like us get together and we really talk the talk. And we're really saying what's out here, because you don't nothing move but the money, and we gotta keep the money over here where we at.
I don't know everything, but I know enough. That's all I got to say.
You don't know everything.
I don't know everything.
But yeah,
no, nobody does.
You ain't gonna let nobody that don't know boxing take your money. You know what I'm saying?
True. You guys were talking about trainers earlier, and I always make fun of the trainer when the fighter goes back to the corner and he's throwing water, he's yelling at him and said, "You gonna just let him hit you like that? What are you gonna do?" And the fighter is already confused because what he was supposed to use to work is not working. So now he's coming to you for advice. He needs to know what to do next, and you're just cussing him out.
And you fucking
really confused now.
But the first thing you're supposed to do is when that fighter come back to that corner on that stool, you supposed to make sure he get his breathing together. You got a whole minute.
You got to bring him back
water.
home.
You can get water with 5 seconds left.
Bring him back home.
So how about this? Get your breathing together. Put your hand on his cup. Pull it out. Don't give him water the first 10 seconds. Let him get his breathing together, because he can drink that water 5 seconds before you go in. The bell ring. Don't give that water to him in the beginning.
Manage that time.
You gotta calm them down first, because sometimes they don't understand what's going on, and then they get in there and they come back to the corner and there's no information given.
They might even be low-key hurt.
You got to get their breathing together first.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you got to do when they come back.
The corner is a whole. The corner.
That's what Tim was saying. The guy you gotta.
Not to say it's not just going in the ring to fight, but the corner is a whole thing that needs to be mastered as well.
Exactly.
People don't know what happens in the corner. They don't. Like back in the day when they said, pass me the bottle, the dark bottle, the one with the dark. Y'all know that one. The dark. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's a whole mystique and mystery that these people need some insight on, and it's really for us to let the public know what it is and how important that is. The corner. What's going on? Who's saying what? Who's the cut person in the corner? Like the cut person is just as important, right? You come in there leaking or you're swelling up, you know, that person has to have these,
And
you
you
know,
don't
this information.
you don't need 3 or 4 people talking at the same time, because
Oh my
now you're
gosh, but y'all
confusing
see it.
the fighters being confused.
Dressed to kill. Everybody want to be looking good on camera. You seen when I told him this? Yeah, I was the one that told him. Like, sit your ass
Yo, you
down.
see when I borrowed his jewelry and put it on my neck like it was mine?
Do your job. Do your job.
Be quiet.
You know, this is what's going on. And then can y'all imagine what's happening in Anthony Joshua's corner?
Oh, I know.
He comes back.
I know.
And he's
I know.
looking at
Did
somebody.
he go back to
like, so give
Garcia
me the
again?
answer.
Did he go back to Garcia, Robert?
You know, I don't.
It's a
I don't
shame.
know.
It's a shame.
Did he go
with,
back to
his last
does
fight? I
anybody
think
know
he
that?
trained with Robert Garcia.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
I didn't think he left him.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is he still with Garcia?
Who, Joshua?
Yeah,
I believe so.
It's a
I think
shame.
he's no good for him.
Carl, drop it in the
Man.
sidebar. I know you're listening. He's still with Garcia, right?
No, he's not. He split with Garcia.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
I heard it. I think he did.
Where did he go?
Chooses new trainer and will now have new camp in America.
Yeah.
But doesn't say who his new trainer is.
It's a shame.
Oh.
It's a mystery.
Anthony Joshua needs to work on Mr. Joshua himself. His confidence is trash right now.
Oh, wait. New trainer will be Ring 2017 Trainer of the Year, Derek James, who currently works with the likes of Errol Spence and Jamel Charlo. That's who's now.
Names.
That's who's now.
They're
training.
not even no heavyweights.
Well,
They
the
don't
thing
even
is that
fight
they
the same.
Spence and those guys lack defense. They lack defense, and when they get to that level where just watch their videos. That's all. That's all I gotta say. Watch their videos. They step back. They move their head back. They don't tighten. They do tighten up. They do. I ain't gonna say that, but in serious moments where they really can get hit, that's where they lack that defense.
You know
I
what's
just
funny
think
is.
that
I'm telling you.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, sure.
I think, you know, there was always the reason why the heavyweights are kings or were kings at the time is the heavyweights fight much differently from the lighter fighters, right? They gotta, you know, they gotta really.
Well, there's a whole lot more of this.
There's a whole lot more of that, but they gotta calculate it. Right, they got to
everybody's throwing smoke.
they got to calculate it. They got to that strategy has to really come together, right? And what these fight trainers now are doing, you know, they're expecting these heavyweights to move and do everything like these lighter guys. You know, there's no the tactics and the strategies are not there, right? Because
I just don't see the footwork.
The only one that's decent is Louise.
I feel like I can teach anybody to throw a punch. So for me, what you need the most is your footwork and your defense. I can teach anybody to punch at someone. That's not what you need, but your defense can set up your offense and your footwork. And you miss a lot of that with most of the fighters. They drive back and they keep trying to lean back. And same thing with Adrian Bronner. He started doing it, trying to imitate Floyd, and I don't think they understand how decent he is.
This is the thing too. A lot of the modern day boxers now don't have basics. 1, 2. They just have fancy moving around. When the trainer's supposed to teach you the old time basic. Put your feet here, bend your knees.
Yeah.
When you throw the punch, twist, block a jab. You know, block a jab, slip. That's needed to be incorporated in all these boxers today. You don't see them doing all that.
But you know why?
You don't see them doing all that.
Because there's no old school trainers anymore.
There's not, because listen, in doing that, in going back
basics
to the
is what they need.
Yeah, in going back to the fundamentals and the basics, you're controlling the pace of the fight.
When you got the basics,
the pace,
the fancy stuff is later.
The direction of where this fight goes, right? And now there's no control there. That's why these fighters are leaning back and shit. You know,
that's what I'm saying. The basics is the basics. You can the fancy stuff. There's a lot of trainers teaching fancy stuff first. like sliding over here. No, teach basics first, and the sliding over here and there will come easy. Just like when you go into school, which you learn a certain amount of math first, and then then it'll make it easy for you to get to algebra or to the next one. This
True
is what it's
enough.
like. You got to learn them basics, and all those other movements you try to do will come easy. But if you do the fancy stuff first, they don't have basics. If you really
for you, it was probably the same too back in the day. I mean, first you could just for the first week you could just throw a jab. Your arms will fall off. Right? Your arms don't fall off. You just steady. Okay, now I can't throw this one no more. Like, and then it's a 1-2 for a week or two. And then we gonna
well, it's how you throw the 1-2. It's how your legs and your feet. It's how your feet and everything. It's how you deliver that 1-2. Also, instead of just going.
There's more than one way. There's more than one way to throw it.
Yes.
Hello. That's why you stay on that punch for weeks at a time.
There's more than one way to throw it.
But your whole body contributes to you throwing that one jab. Everything around you has to operate like a mechanic. For when you throw the jab, you step with it, you turn, all that kind of stuff. That's
you
only
learn
everything.
The mechanics, and you
There's
learn
all different ways you can
learn the angle of it. You learn what this turning it this way.
First two knuckles. First two knuckles.
Right.
You really put the land on the first two knuckles.
Sugar got the.
I think we all got that one oddball right there.
Well, this part of your hand is the weaker part. This part of your hand is. Listen, when I broke my hand, I went to the doctor. This is called the boxer's bone.
This is called
this is called the boxer's bone. Yeah, he told me this is the weakest part of your hand, so don't hit with this here. He said hit with this part because this is the strongest part. That's when I found out that you supposed to turn them knuckles in, and my trainer told me anyway. So remember, this is called the boxer's bone. Actually, I was like, the boxer's bone? He said, yeah, that's the bone easy to break. He said you should really try to punch with knees.
The good old boxer break.
You look at you can always tell. You can always tell a fighter by their hands. You say, "Oh,
yes,
yes,
always."
Let me see your hands. Boom! You see all of our knuckles. We got
Mine are just flat. I don't have any protruding
like that, and I used to do it all the time.
It might get.
I think
you got big hands.
Somebody, one of the trainers or something.
Yeah, no, mine don't protrude. They're just all flat.
I said that, they were talking about, like you were talking about, the different angles of like the jab that you can use. Like you don't have to just throw it.
We was watching, I think his name is Tom
Yankinelli
or Tom.
Somebody. Like you can't do like a side.
You guys know Tom, right?
What's his last name?
I think Yankinelli or something like that. He posted.
The guy that does the videos on YouTube?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking to him.
He does so many videos, and I'm just looking at him, and as soon as he does something, it's like, why would I stay there and wait for you to do the next?
You already.
Yeah, he's from
world. I'm not gonna be there.
I'm in in person at an event.
We crack up watching this dude.
I always come in on.
But people are out there listening.
But people are doing it.
Yeah, people are using that for stupidity.
And it's like, are you really that slow that you think that they're literally, when he's trying to like move your arm out of the way, you think they're really gonna sit there and give you time to do that? Now you're not that stupid.
No.
I didn't really disrespect him or anything when I met him. I just talked to him and listened to him talk a couple of words, and I left it at that.
Yeah, I usually just type a few comments and I go on. I never try to be disrespectful, but I'll just say, who's going to wait for you to lift their elbow up for you to hit me in the ribcage?
I did that a couple of times. Hey, there's another kid too. There's another kid. I forgot his name. What's that other kid? I forgot his name.
Cedric Ben.
No. He look like he's Spanish or he mixed race like black. Oh God, he got a whole bunch of views, everything.
Wow.
On another note, Jake Paul.
He was with.
Say that again.
Jake Paul has decided to leave the ring for MMA.
Didn't he go to PFL?
He went to PFL, and he's guaranteeing that a division that guarantees fighters will receive 50% of the revenue.
Oh, so that's the talk of all the fighters talking about leaving and joining his little
the league thing going on.
Yeah, so he's like, hey guys, you come here, I'll give you 50. We'll give you 50% of the revenue. He wants to jump in. He said his ultimate goal was always to get in the MMA ring, and he
still can't fight as a boxer. So why would he do that?
I'm too scared.
Listen,
I'm too scared.
He's getting away with.
Just because you put on gloves and cut your license out of a cereal box doesn't mean you're a boxer.
He don't care if he get hurt, huh? He don't care if he get hurt.
He's not going to get hurt.
He's got the money.
It's WWE.
He's got the money to learn on the go. He's got that. He's proved it. He's learned on the go. We're talking about a guy who had no amateur experience. Literally, yeah.
But look who he's fighting. Come on.
Yes, washed up guys that need $1 million.
Well, and they're paying him to lose. Come on now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Ben Askren was like, yeah, I don't care that I lost. They're like, oh, you're not worried that it's going to tarnish your reputation and your legacy? He's like, no, man, I need a new wing on my gym, and I just got paid $1 million.
So you know they've turned it into, and this is the thing people don't see. We in the industry, we don't see where this thing is going to really destroy our industry if we don't get a hold of it, right? Yeah. If we don't stop these guys from bastardizing,
it's becoming its own thing.
That's serious.
It's becoming its own entity.
We're not gonna. There's no longevity. There's not going to be any longevity in our sport, and there's not. I mean, you know, boxing has always.
Boxing fans have already weeded it out, though.
Let me say, boxing has always been a prestigious sport.
Yes.
Right. It has always carried prestige throughout history, right? And now you got somebody that plays video games trying to take over. It's like, dude,
no,
video games.
Disney kid.
You know, that's what I'm saying though. But it's because at the same time, I'll take the blame too as a person in boxing. We're so low key and underground with it that we haven't evolved with the times, right? Nowadays, it didn't exist if it's not on, in cyberspace. It never existed, right? So, I mean, we need to now come out there. Like, Tim, you got a guy out here that's like drawing followers and viewers, with ABC bullshit. And you got Mr. Millbrook here. You got Miss Deidre of No Mercy, all of y'all out here that actually have knowledge of the game.
Sorry.
And
honestly, I would just swing kick Jake Paul right in his effing face.
We're not even a consultant. We're not even consulting anybody on what's going on, right? So we're losing our voice. And we're not seeing, no one sees what's going on, right? And we just feel like, oh, it's all entertainment. No, it's
honestly,
not.
I gave Jake Paul respect for, like signing a couple of boxers and trying to legitimize himself. I gave him a bit of respect for that.
Who haven't done that though? There's been better that's done that.
Yeah, but he was like,
that's true.
He was like, here's $1 million. I know you're struggling.
Yeah, I would have took that.
There's been better.
But you know that $1 million didn't come free. That $1 million cost at least a couple of camps, and that's why he got conditioned and better in the ring, because he has gotten better as he's gone. But the thing is that he's now gotten to the end of as far as he can push it in the ring before getting in there with a serious pugilist. The minute
is he light heavy? Is he light heavyweight?
Yeah, he's like 205, isn't he?
No, that's heavyweight.
He's 205. Yeah, he's like or he's cruiser. Let's see, 180 to 190 or something like that.
190.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, he has gone as far as he can go without stepping in the ring with a legitimate pugilist.
Hey, the boo boo. Hey, boo boo.
Hey, you.
When you're putting the gloves on this one.
Daddy.
I think he got him on his hands already.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he hits.
He's a
I thought
hitter.
that was a girl at first. I swear.
That's
No, I know
genetic.
we have 2 girls, but that's our last one. We got a son on the last
You know,
one.
see,
Okay.
Okay.
this is the one that's going to be protecting the older girls,
Yeah.
right? What'd you say about my older sister, mother?
You talking about Willis?
What you talking about, Willis?
You-
Oh yeah, no, it's funny. Honestly, I want to see. So Jake Paul's first fight, he's called out Nate Diaz for a 2-fight deal. First fight happens in the boxing ring. 6 months later, in the octagon. That's his first thing. That's what he wants.
That's what Jake Paul wants to do?
That's what he
They
wants. He
won't
wants
let nobody else dictate
Wow.
that. They
I'll
won't
tell
let
you right
nobody else
now. I'll tell you right
dictate.
now. Out of all the guys in the MMA and like in UFC, the Diaz brothers have very, very good boxing skills. They have one of the best boxing coaches in MMA, Mark Delagrate. And he's taught them very well, man. Pinpoint accuracy. Both those guys, they know how to throw punches. And honestly, yeah, those are like one of those guys will knock Jake Paul out. I can see it.
I don't see it.
I can see it. Yo, Jake Paul's got an overhand right, man. He's running around like Deontay Wilder.
You know that's who like we need
Put
him
him
in
in the
there.
octagon with me, and I'm gonna spin his knees around 180 degrees and then kick his effing face.
I if I was put the shenanigans on him and put him in the ring with a real boxer, like a real name boxer, right?
You get a shit
Go
slap.
says bye.
Set it up. Honestly,
like,
the only legitimate.
No, bro, we boxing, and you boxing a real boxer in here.
Listen, Tim could get in there right now and whoop his ass.
Hey, I swear.
Yo, I know.
I was boxing these young dudes. I swear.
Tim,
I got it. I was hitting the hammer. I hit the hammer 3 minutes, 9 minutes, but I went straight through. Big hammer. I kept doing it. Then I did the ropes. Big ropes, not the skinny ones.
Tim, Chris said you still got enough to go a few rounds with him.
Tim, I say what we do is we start putting it out there on social media. We'll put it out there on social media. We'll get you saying, "Yo, Jake Paul, step in the ring with me."
I don't go nowhere.
Yo, you fight Jake Paul.
Mike always starting a fight. I hear you, Mike.
Hey, I'm with you. You get that. Hey,
right, man.
You listen. This is what we was talking about. Being in shape.
Fighting solves everything.
This is what we was talking about. Being in shape and skills. I know I got the skills. I got a good defense. I'll walk straight to him.
You'll eat his little overhand right, and then give him a nasty body shot.
No, I eat his kids.
Ah!
Okay,
Who said that? Who said that? Tyson.
Y'all know.
Who said that? Tyson.
Tyson said that.
Tyson
said, the legend said, "I eat your children."
Yeah.
Mike Tyson has said a lot of very interesting.
I would do it so nice and comfortable. I'll just move out there, and as soon as he fired, tighten my defense up. Then fire back on him. Keep it. I make sure I have a good jab. The overhand right will be there on it, but I make sure my jab is good. Just make sure my breathing.
You right.
That's all.
You right, champ. The old folks used to say, "Youth is wasted on." What is it that youth is wasted on the young? Yeah.
Right.
I'm confused.
It's like we should have. What you do? What we really should have done was age from old to young, right? We should have started off old and then got back young,
Benjamin Button
what
syndrome.
We know now, yeah. So I mean, I'm.
Old or young, I still kick Jake Paul's ass.
I'm thoroughly enjoying this conversation.
And I thoroughly believe you could kick Jake Paul's ass too.
Listen.
And you, and even Graham. Graham will crush him with his wallet.
Listen, well, when have y'all actually stepped in? You remember you go into a boxing gym and you used to just be able to have a talk with some boxing people, with some elders, some boxing elders, with some people.
No, they gone. They gone.
Yeah.
They gone.
The closest I get to that is going to the barber.
None of that anymore.
Facts.
So we like.
You can tell how often I go.
Things. What you say, Mike?
I said, the only time I get that is when I go to the barber, and you can tell how often I go there.
You know what I'm saying? Them barbershop talks that y'all be kicking us women's out, but like I like
Well,
sitting in on them too.
Plus nowadays I don't have 4 hours to go get a haircut.
Yeah,
But like these talks, like this is the thing, this should be the new thing, this is that gym talk where we all get together and
we're gonna call the new show Chin Check.
And call it the Chin Check for real, get steady and get everybody on
Oh,
here.
Chin Check. Okay,
we get on here, we really talk the talk because
Chin Check.
It ain't out there no more. I walk into the boxing gyms. There's just it's not like it used to.
They're not even boxing gyms anymore.
Oh, Brooke, right?
They're like cardio fitness.
They're fitness studios, and then you go in. Oh my God!
Listen. When you walk into a boxing gym or any sort of combative sports gym, you should be smelling sweat, BO, stale carpet, bed gay,
bucket,
high liniment.
I'm gonna tell you what's been. I'm gonna tell you what I've been.
Should be flickering. The paint should be chipping off the walls. There should be posters from the super fight from 1992.
Oh, you're making me miss home.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I've been experiencing for the last, I would say, 5 years. Because I've been in training camps. So I've been in the beginning. I was in gyms. So when I go to certain gyms, I'm not gonna name the gyms. There be jealousy in there. They like me. But when I start showing skills, they don't like that. I see parents coming in and they say, "Who's that?" That's Tim Witherspoon, right? And they sit their kids down, but they already got another trainer, and you can see in their face they say, "Wow, I should have." But then I had to leave from one gym. I ain't gonna say the name. Then I went to another gym. The same thing happened there.
That's what I'm saying. They're blocking us out.
What I'm saying? I left. But the people own the place want me to stay, but they have people working there, and so I just, I had to leave. So now even at the gym, there's stuff happening now that's similar to that, and it's the same thing over and over again. When I be showing skills and I'll be just sitting back, and I'll maybe say somebody said, "Look, I don't know if you should do that," or something like that, but they don't like it, and I was like, wow. I'm gonna have to get my own.
Me and Chris have gone to many gyms.
I'm the first one to correct technique. If you're doing it wrong, I don't give a shit. If you're my trainer, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's true though. Today,
I
don't want to be in nobody's corner. I just was.
No. I mean, back in the day, I used to go to gym after gym after gym, and I would take all the information I could take from every person at the gym because I wanted all the info. Give me everything you got. Now, me and Chris will walk into a gym, him being a trainer, me being an ex-fighter, and we try to we see somebody that we know something that they could use, to kind of help them out. And then you go over and you show them, or Chris is really good with mitts. He does the Mayweather style mitts. So he's very phenomenal at mitts. I can't do mitts with anybody else. So everybody always, when they see me do the mitts, they want to do the mitts with him. Well, then all the other trainers or coaches or whatever get pissed. Because they're like, I don't want my fighter working with you, and what you're telling them is wrong. That's not how I train them.
Oh, they got the nerve to say that.
Oh,
they
yeah.
Say to me,
they don't want us to come back. And it's like, dude, I know what I'm doing. We're just trying to help. We're just trying to give advice and help these fighters. We're not going to stay in I'm not coaching nobody. I'm just giving my advice as a former fighter. I see a mistake. You could fix it. Clearly, you're not teaching it.
I mean, I've gone in, Brooke, to your testament too. I've gone in, and especially because I'm a woman, I'll go in the gym, and it's hard not to say anything, right? You see,
right?
It's I got that.
Yes,
I gotta tell them. Is somebody gonna tell them? I gotta tell them.
No, I don't.
Why?
I just don't
what
care.
They're doing, why, and what'll come to them, and all of a sudden. The trainer comes and the trainer telling you what they've done. It's okay, boo-boo, congratulations, but I got the answer because clearly you ain't know that this person, you sent this dude out or this broad out to get slumped. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I love when Tigger gets hyped up. She just wants to you can see it.
It's they bar you.
Right, they do.
Y'all like,
or it's we go back the next time and that fighter will be like, I can't talk to you because my coach said.
Oh,
What?
Don't
do that. You'll
Say
come back
again. Say that again.
You're like, hey, what's going on? And then the fighter will be like, hey, like, I really want to work with you, but like, I can't because my coach told me, like, I can't work with you.
You know what? Real quick, I'm gonna make this brief. You know what I told this kid? This kid, he looked like Manny Pacquiao. He moves like him. He shot right, and he was scared to talk to me. Real quick, he walked right by me. So I got his phone number. Shania, plug this thing in. Okay. And I told him, if you want to be champ, you got to be able to come when you come in that gym, speak to everybody. Even though that's your trainer, you should be able to speak to anybody, because he was putting his head down and avoid me. But he called me on the phone and said, "Wow, I see that stuff. Can you teach me that?" I said, "I can't, because you already got that guy," and he still do.
Right,
So,
you don't want to step on toes. Right.
yes, so I said, no, but at least speak to me. I said, at least say hi to me. That's how nervous and
No,
scared
because
he
they
was.
want to perpetuate the disrespect.
Yes.
It's disrespectful.
And these young fighters need our advice.
Thank you. And I was taught by the elders that you do talk to everybody when you get in the gym. You do talk to everybody. If somebody has something to say, you take it. Right?
Yeah, every
you
time
may not use it.
I'm right back.
Every time we would go to other gyms for sparring, the other coaches would give me advice. Chris would give their fighter advice. It was like a mutual thing. Like, hey, appreciate you. Glad you caught that. I missed it. Not anymore. I mean, it's
not
like,
anymore. These guys, and I mean, these trainers are the ones that used to get their ass whooped in school or in the gym.
I'm telling you.
Right? And then they turn around. These people don't know no better, and now they have somebody to talk to or tell what to do, so it feeds their ego. Right? Any fighter out here, we are so humble because we know what it is in there.
Yeah.
We know what it is in there. You know what I'm saying? So I tell everybody, I tell all the people that I do have, the opportunity to talk to say, if somebody's telling you, if someone's stopping you from getting information, then they are not looking out for your greater good.
No.
Right? Because it doesn't hurt to hear. It doesn't hurt to know.
No.
Right? It doesn't
and
hurt.
You don't have to take all their advice. You can decide if you want to take the advice or not.
But if there's something that works, I'll use it. If somebody got some info, and if I try it and if it works, I'm gonna definitely let them keep using it.
Right.
But
not today. The coaches are jealous.
So what we gonna do about it, y'all? That's the thing. Like,
we try. We keep trying, but we haven't come across any coaches lately that's
going to be going on forever. That's going to be hard to stop.
It's going to be hard to stop, but it's like I said, it's really cheapening the quality of what we have going on out here. It's taking away from our value. Every last one of us on this panel has value because we have authentic boxing knowledge. Right? Then you got Joe Blow, who he feel like because he read it in a book. You know what I'm saying?
Mike, we can't hear you.
Mike,
we can't hear you.
He's never, people who've never hit anybody in the face who've only read about it.
Hit anyone in there? Have you got?
Talk about what those? What the fuck you talking about?
Those people.
Right? I mean, I know what it feel like to get hit.
Listen,
right.
I
know it's so cool. Come on now, let's go.
Nobody. I know what that feels. When you get hit, when you get a good shot and the room start to spin, this is what you do.
Let me tell you, the thing is real.
The problem is that these kids today growing up don't know what it's like to get punched in the face from their actions because of social media. Everybody talks shit on the internet. And we talk shit anywhere up front, so nobody knows what it's like for physical confrontation. People
you can't do it anymore.
Watch it on TV.
Yeah, you
can't do it anymore nowadays. If you even flick somebody, then you can get arrested.
You get
charged. Listen, I'll give them a short elbow and make them too
scared to.
The kids, I try to tell my kids all the time, even the schools, they'll call the cops in a heartbeat if the kids get in a fight at school.
Cool, it's still going to take them 20 minutes to get
police.
there. Better call the morgue too.
Yeah, they take that stuff very seriously. Like, they'll report it.
I know. My kid was in like 8 behavioral schools.
I have to do some videos.
He's been punching people out since he was 2.
Graham, I gotta do some videos critique.
Yeah, no
we
problem.
can wrap it up. I mean,
Yeah, so no, I gotta
Oh
critique
my
some.
God! Wow.
I gotta critique some videos from some guys that never fought, like they just starting. Then MMA guys, I gotta
You mean these
show
guys?
them where they feet and none like that.
You know, how do y'all feel about us or people from our genre or our sport training MMA fighters? Do you think that there's a place for that?
Yes.
You know,
I
Yes,
think they
100%.
need us bad. They do need us bad because they'll be blocking shots like this where we'll just put the punch in front of our face. See,
I'll
so
tell
they'll
you,
be blocking like this and stuff like that.
learning boxing first really, really helped me with my martial arts.
Well, they need help, and that's
Right?
and there's a lot of boxers help them.
It gave me
MMA
pinpoint
guys out.
accuracy. It gave me the ability, like boxing gave me the ability to go in my gym in a martial arts that demands a lot of shoulder strength because you got to stand like this the whole time, protecting. In Muay Thai, boxing really helped build those shoulders. You know? And also with help me with not telegraphing, coming straight out, just turning it over.
I mean, what we have, it's an art. I don't even call it. It's an art, right? I think boxing is the one of the purest art forms of martial arts, right? Because we are doing several things at one time, and we're using our bodies in what offensively and defensively at the same time. And what I see in MMA is either they're on defense or they're on offense, right? They don't give, like boxers, we really don't get the credit that we deserve. And it's not me tooting our own horn, but we're doing it's the little things that y'all don't understand that we do. The things that, Champ Tim has mentioned, where it's the little roll. It's the where I put my shoulder up so the shot can skim instead
just put
of
your hands right here.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just the little angles that I've turned. It's how I've angled my shot so your chin goes up so I can slam your head down with the overhand right.
That's why,
like that.
It's always been a known fact that the MMA I always have told everybody when they ask if an MMA fighter and a boxer fight boxing, who will win? Hands down, boxer every time, because hands are better. The MMA fighters don't have good enough hands. They need more boxing training.
That's MMA.
Their stand-up games aren't as good.
At the end of the day, you got
no.
Even
I'm saying if MMA comes over to boxing only, the boxer is going to win every time.
Kickboxing, boxing, all of these, when they get tired, when they
don't have
tired,
hands.
When they can't kick no more.
Okay.
I'm saying MMA comes to boxing, and it's only boxing.
All day.
She held them hands right. I like that.
Their hands.
I kick all day. That's it. Knees, elbows.
Right. But if you take an MMA star and they come over and fight just a boxing match, no MMA.
Come on,
they're not beating the boxer because MMA fighters don't have good enough hands.
You mean having an MMA fighter just box?
Yes.
No.
They don't have the hands.
They don't have the basic fundamentals. They telegraph every single shot.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't know
they
how to
don't have the stance. They're not balanced.
They don't have the ability to turn their hips over properly. They don't. It's a whole different fundamental. Like when I stand in Muay Thai,
it's what
I stand with my hips square.
Right? It's what the champ said. The mechanics.
Yeah, it's all mechanics.
The mechanics is what counts. Yes. You got to know how to contract certain muscles so there's pop on certain punches. Like people are watching us do it, but ain't nobody feeling what we do. No. In there.
I'll feel it.
we got some pops for you, Mike.
Tickle your fancy, boy.
Honey, I told you can beat me up all day.
All day.
I like some rough.
Get him, Shug.
She can get me any day.
Let's go.
She knows where I'm at. She can get me any day.
Right?
Hey, I'm gonna look forward to next Friday. I have to do some videos. This was really good. I like this.
My birthday's coming up.
Whose birthday?
Early birthday.
When's your birthday?
22nd.
Oh, okay.
You okay?
9 days.
February 22nd.
9 days.
January 22nd. 9 days.
January
Oh, January.
22nd.
What the?
You thought we were in February already, Tim?
Huh?
You
Slow
thought we were in
down,
the shortest month
January.
already, eh?
Pump the brakes. Pump
He
the brakes.
already in February. No,
I don't know
Fran, you're
what I
awfully
meant.
quiet.
Please.
Just enjoying the conversation. But I will put in 2 cents with respect to a comment that was made earlier, and that is one of the issues that boxing faces right now are the exclusive deals that their managers are making with pay-per-view broadcasters. So, for example, certain fighters cannot fight each other simply because they have their managers are tied to 2 different broadcasters. So the pay-per-view numbers right now don't make sense. And quite frankly, I think DAZN just announced they lost another $1.2 billion last year. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. But I mean, this is something.
You said billion?
Well,
yes,
hey,
sir.
they had to tell Eddie to pull the reins back a little bit on that spending too.
Oh my gosh! I'm hurt if they overcharge me $2 at the grocery store.
Mark my words. Mark my words. Dubai is going to be the future hotbed of boxing. Dubai, they're going to be the future.
Oh, God.
They got the money for it, man. The guy in the nosebleed will pay $1 million a seat.
Who? But this is it. Boxing has always been the poor man sport, right? So now you got to be rich to box. Now your ass got to be. You got to have enough money behind you to fly you over to Dubai to go fight.
Let's just hope that they build a proper stadium, that's not open to the elements and humidity, so that these boxers can actually, survive in there. That'd be great. But they got the money. Hey, if they can build an island out of sand and charge $90 million for a 2,000 square foot home, they can damn well build a new boxing facility that totally and completely trumps anything else in the world.
I think it starts with us though. Like we have to be able to have, the places that, get back on the block and build these fighters from ground up. Like ain't nobody gonna make it to Dubai if we don't have the knowledge, the people that's gonna develop these fighters properly to be entertaining and to get over there. Like I said, I've seen there's just so much talent.
Okay, watch this. If they offered you $10 million a year to come over there and start training their infrastructure, would you do it?
If they offered me $10 million to go over there,
they can pay for whatever they want. If they want to bring over people to build up some great fighters, great infrastructure over there, they'll pay.
But how many people is on Dubai? That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter.
I'm talking about little day that be down at the back, like their ass off. How they gonna make it to Dubai? You know what I'm saying?
They'll pay to get you there, girl. They're gonna pay for it.
No, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about that kid.
If they can build an indoor ski hill.
That's what I'm saying. I was that kid that couldn't afford shit. My mama, I ended up.
Yeah, we better do something. We better do something over here.
What are those? That's where the best of us came from. That the trenches, the gutter. Like, what happened to that? Where's that going to end up? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is not boxing was never a rich person sport. It was, I mean, me and Brooke, I don't know how much
part of the travelers.
It costs as a mom or as a parent to put your child in extracurricular activities.
Oh, it's a lot.
But that shit is an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
I know, boxing was down, we could run down to the rec.
Find a couple of gloves and put them on.
You can get on a bag.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Absolutely.
I get my battery. I'll be back.
Brooke,
I think we go.
Brooke, when you won your green belt, did you walk around your house naked wearing it?
Hey,
you had to ask.
You're gonna stay on because I gotta get ready to go.
No, we have to get going.
We're gonna wrap it up.
That's fine.
I don't know.
Next Friday.
I don't remember.
Brooke, your secret's safe with me.
I don't remember.
Mike being the bad boy this
Yo,
weekend.
you know Tim
You
did.
asked me that question,
You know
Sugar, already? I already
Tim
answered
fully
that.
did that. Tim fully wore his naked around the house for
You?
sure.
Oh my gosh. And you know Tim
Hey,
had the abs
speaking
and all
of,
that.
Suge,
Yes, Lord.
Suge,
Huh?
speaking of taking naked photos with the belt, I'm almost 99% sure that Rick Ramos took a photo.
Girl, stop it. Yo, you know.
With
You
all
know
of Jessica's belts.
McCaskill, she was like, she walked in the room like,
Do you
got
know
my
the
damn
photo I'm
belts
talking
on.
about?
Put some damn clothes on.
Do you know the photo I'm talking about?
Girl, no. Oh, with him, with all the Jessica's
With
belts.
all her belts, but I think wasn't there one where he had? I could have swore I remember there was one like with just him with like all the belts.
Yes, I know. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Girl, I'd have snatched all them shits off of him. Like, that's what I'm saying.
I walked around with my belt on.
You wearing my belt?
The only time Chris ever had my belt was when he was carrying it in the ring walk to the ring. That was
Yo, I'd
it.
be wearing that shit to answer my door for pizza.
Huh? Yeah, but
Ding dong.
listen,
Speaking
that's
of,
if you,
Chris
that's
Hexton,
if
my
you,
boot is here.
that's if you won the belt, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
man is out here.
Trust me,
This
and I'd be
man is out here
telling him
wearing
straight up.
this
I'm like, yo,
bronze
here's your
belt.
tip. If you work hard, you can get one of these.
He's wearing
She
somebody
gonna
else's
let
belt.
him put. She let him, and she don't have nothing. She'll never have anything to say. That's my whole piece about it. You know, you got Timmy, you got the belts back there. You got your belts back there. How you gonna be in a picture? So you let somebody pose with all your belts in the picture, right? That just means he paid for them shits. That's why he's wearing them.
He's a poser.
Right.
She ain't. If you believe that you fought and you worked hard for them damn belts, I don't play about my stuff.
Hey, do you mind if I take a picture with your belt so I can show it to some girls?
Right?
I do. I have had people ask me if they could take a photo with me.
Yeah, did you tell them that they have to fight you for it?
No, I'm just like, hey, do you?
Hey, can I hold your belt? Yeah, after you beat me.
I mean, that's one thing. That's
Well,
one
literally,
thing.
I'd have that thing hung up over my couch, and anybody who came over could challenge me at any single time they wanted to, and I would duke you out in my living room.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It is. It is. We used to do it all the time as young kids.
I'm gonna get going.
All right, y'all.
We got fights
It's
to
good
watch,
to
man. They
see
started
y'all.
2 hours ago.
Thank you. I hope we do this again.
Come on, we got to go watch Kim Clavel.
Let's
right.
do it again.
All
We
right.
will. We do it every Friday.
Next Friday, I'll be ready.
Every
Friday.
All right. See you, Kim. See you,
We got two
Grams.
beautiful
Kim.
All right,
women
guys.
on the show. All right. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, Talkin' Fight fans, thanks for tuning in to this wonderful 2-hour episode of Talkin' Fight Friday Night Panel with yours truly, Mike, and my man Graham, and today's special guest, Brooke and Sugar.
Let's go.
You know what it is. We're going to work so you guys don't have to. We'll see you on Sunday. You know what it is. Peace.